Greetings, programs. My name is Wretch, and I'd like to welcome you to Cathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. It has been many moons since we played the first Cathy Rain game on the channel, but I really enjoyed it. It went into directions I didn't expect it to, and now it's time for the sequel. Now, Clifftop Games has done a great job making point-and-click adventure titles. They also did Whispers of Machine, which I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to this. It already looks awesome. Let's go ahead and get a new game started. We highly recommend playing Cathy Rain before Cathy Rain 2. If you want to see a recap of Cathy Rain Director's Cut, just so everyone's on the same page, let's go ahead and check out the recap.
In 1995, my grandfather died in Conwell Springs, my hometown. I returned for the funeral after being away since childhood. I learned that my grandpa had been investigating strange occurrences surrounding a mysterious presence in the forest. However, something happened to him in the woods, putting him in a vegetative state for over a decade. To solve this mystery, I teamed up with Eileen Summers, my college roommate. A Christian nerd and a biker badass. It was a match made in heaven.
I smell a sitcom.
A local church turned out to harbor a secret cult worshiping the malevolence in the woods, referring to it as the Old God. An endangered hallucinogenic flower, the red scythe, was somehow connected to the Old God's power. As we came closer to the truth, a servant of the Old God made himself known in dreams and visions, the Crimson One, a scheming trickster.
Oh, this was the guy I think I compared to Nyarlathotep.
Things came to a head when the priest of the corrupt church, Isaac Price, abducted Eileen, intending to offer her to the Old God. I managed to track them down and have Isaac thrown in jail, but Eileen was in a catatonic state and was about to suffer the same fate as my grandfather. I continued alone and found my way into a great field of red scythes in the depths of the forest. Greeted by the Crimson One, I descended into the Old God's bizarre realm, a place straddling the line between the physical and the otherworldly. The powers of that place tried to break me. My past trauma was manifested and turned against me, including my shadow, an evil doppelganger. I defeated these foes and emerged back into the real world. As I left Conwell Woods, I set the flowers ablaze to eradicate the evil at its root. In my absence, Isaac Price took the coward's way out in his jail cell.
As they do.
When I returned, Eileen had awoken. She was safe. It was time for us both to go back home.
To have plenty of misadventures together. Alright, now that we're all caught up. This game is intended for mature audiences and contains graphic depictions of horror, explicit violence, suicide, and other disturbing imagery. Neat! Viewer discretion is advised. We have been warned. $1998. Okay. 3 years later. Oh, she's got a full-on office now.
We're closed. For fuck's sake.
Must we? Must we start this chain of events? Ooh, kitty!
Hey, kid.
Oh, Lucas.
Gee, what happened to you? Looks like somebody's been through the ringer.
You should mind your own business, old man, before I bring up your ex-wife.
Hey, now, I'm just looking out for a former student of mine. You're always my business.
Oh, I bet I am. That's the only way a has-been like you could ever stay relevant.
Ha! Yeah, that must be it. Now, you gonna invite me in and just let me stand here like an asshole?
Fine, come in then. You want some coffee?
I got enough, old sis, thank you very much. That brew you make is rancid.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to do detective work, not dumb chores like some airbrained secretary.
Feigning incompetence, huh? Clever move.
I guess so. I just wish that shrewdness of mine could make me some money.
There's my segue. Did you hear the news on the Soothsayer?
I never took you for a sucker, Lucas. This is Cassidy. There's no way that reward is legit.
You're wrong. Mayor Adams is different. He's the real deal.
And you know this how exactly?
Well, because it just so happens that I was hired to find dirt on the guy. I got nada. Zip. He's a total Boy Scout.
Whatever. We're still talking about a serial killer. Do I look suicidal to you?
Kinda. You passed out at noon, stinking of booze, and that eviction notice hanging over your head isn't doing you any favors.
That's none of your concern. I'm handling it. I just need a goddamn case. A normal case. Free of homicidal maniacs.
Don't know what to tell you, kid. Things are looking kinda dry on that front, you dig?
Oh, God. Please don't try to sound hip, Lucas. Your Dick Tracy imitation is cringeworthy enough.
I suppose you could always pawn off that bike of yours. Buy you another month or two.
Hey now.
Tell him, Mildred. Lose the Catmobile? I'd rather chop off my left tit.
I may be a has-been, but I'm fairly sure that self-mutilation won't do you much good.
Unless you're in archery.
A couple $100K, on the other hand.
I love money just as much as the next girl, but, I mean, this isn't just a long shot. It's about as likely as Mildred turning vegan and taking up juggling.
Come on, one more case, for old time's sake. 50-50 split. How could anyone beat my rugged charm and your youthful vigor?
Lucas, we both know you're about as charming as a clown at a funeral. And the last time I saw my vigor was 3 tequila bottles ago.
All right. I know what I'm beating. I'll drop it.
Look, thanks for the tip. I might actually take a shot at that bounty, but you need to accept that we're not a team anymore. We had a good run, but I have my own thing going. Look, see? My name is on the frosted glass and everything.
I can respect that. You're not allergic to a little quid pro quo from time to time, though, are you?
Now, that I can do. That's how the world works anyway. It's all just an endless circle jerk of quid pro fucking quo.
I don't quite see things that way, but my door is always open if you'd like to discuss the case.
Sure. May the best woman win.
You telling me I'd look good in a dress? Later, kid.
Bye, Lucas.
Nice trench coat. Very Columbo-like. The Soothsayer.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I should have information on the Soothsayer somewhere in this room.
Spacebar. Ah, display the interactables. Thank you, game. Unpaid bills.
What bills? Never saw those. Nope, no siree.
Never looks down.
Thanks for the headache, you Mexican jerk. Yeah. Maybe there's something about the killings in these papers.
Not what I was going for, but...
All right. I found a few interesting articles about the most recent murder.
Notebook, stun gun, Zippo lighter, lockpicks, and newspaper articles, which I will look here. Actually, let's do it now. Deborah. The Cassidy Tribune, Wednesday, May 13th. Outdoor gear, camping, hiking, cycling, fishing, dock strike continues. Science fair winners announced. Good job, Maria Chen. Soothsayer targets best-selling author. Cassidy serial killer hits high-profile victim. At age 49, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from us. She was stabbed to death on May 8th in her iconic cabin. The chilling signature mirror left on the scene made it clear she'd become yet another Soothsayer victim. We are told by sources in the Cassidy Police Department that there was no sign of a break-in and no items of value were stolen. The cause of death came as no surprise, acute blood loss caused by sharp force trauma. The circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the Soothsayer, Rose Taylor, also a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. This makes 5 victims in 3 months. The lack of results on the case is starting to anger the citizens of Cassidy. Mayor Adams gave the following statement on May 11th. I'll be the first to admit that I hope to see swifter progress concerning these killings. We plan to evaluate more radical measures in the coming weeks. The chief of police had no comment. Rivera's mural finished. Okay. Final Cassidy mine closed. On May 11th, the only remaining active mine in the greater Cassidy area ceased its operations, marking the end of an era and making clear that that's going to be the location of a base. The famous writer's life has met an abrupt end. Massive West Side power outage last night raised questions about Cassidy's aging electrical infrastructure and the urgent need for... Okay. You're devastated to report that the fifth victim was none other than acclaimed author Deborah Sinclair, one of the most recognized faces of Cassidy. Loyal readers of Sinclair may realize that the previous victim, Jane Doe, was slain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser, one of Sinclair's classic novels. A simple coincidence? Or do these murders have a deeper connection to the author? The murder occurred in Sinclair's famous writer's retreat near the border of the National Park. The National Park Service was first on the site and is currently in control of the crime scene. As the NPS lacks the necessary training and resources to conduct murder investigations, we should expect the crime scene will soon be handed over to the Soothsayer task force at the KPD. For now, the body has been transported to a city morgue, waiting clearance for a pathological examination. Chief Ranger Samuel Walker had the following comment. We're still establishing all the facts surrounding this crime. Please be patient. We all want to do right by Deborah. Deborah Sinclair was a longtime friend of the Gazette and led a prolific life with more than 30 novels published during her lifetime. On this sad day, we mourn the loss of a cultural icon, and we pray that her death will be the last at the hands of the vile Soothsayer. Historic statue vandalized. The iconic statue of Founders Square was defaced last night with anarchist propaganda sprayed across its base. Authorities are investigating a worrying link to the ever-growing sprawl, Cassidy's equivalent of Los Angeles' infamous Skid Row. With her signature Yap on Tea.
Alright, I think that's everything I've got on Deborah in here. When I'm ready to leave, I should be able to learn more about the other victims at the library.
Maybe we'll find something that connects them all. Okay.
The city we're in, unfortunately. My biggest fan, as depressing as that is.
Cathy gives the impression to me that she wouldn't like any city she was in.
Various reference books and technical manuals. Empty. All this gumshoe has left to pawn is her dignity. Thankfully, I don't need to make any calls right now. Every time I pick that thing up, I pray there's still a dial tone. The yellow pages. Handy for looking up people and businesses.
I don't think the Soothsayer would be on the line.
No dice. Hardly a shocker, she was a celebrity.
Okay. But we know we can come back to this.
When there's new messages, it blinks. It's high-tech like that. An article in the Chicago Tribune about the Whitmore affair. My big breakthrough case last year. I've been meaning to get it framed, but I've been too busy with important things. You know, like drinking alone.
That edgy Jessica Jones energy.
Just outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down.
Ooh.
I should grab this in case I need to snap some shots.
Yes, indeed.
That cranky drawer is stuck good. I know Eileen had some magic trick to get it open. Too bad she's not around. It's a plastic laminator, a machine used to encase paper and other thin objects in transparent plastic. I mainly use it for fake IDs. My private investigator's license issued last year. I was worried how Lucas would react, so I applied for it behind his back. I couldn't have been more wrong, though. That old fart has been nothing but supportive since then. My radio, with a built-in cassette player. I prefer the quiet right now. Mildred's abode. Nothing out there but a brick wall and a bucket load of misery.
Hence the reason the cat is obsessed with looking outside.
Who's the best fluff ball? Couldn't agree more.
Aw, what a precious void. Oh, not bad, honestly.
Useful things for when the Catmobile needs a tune-up. Extra helmets. Eileen used to wear one of them back when things were different.
What did you do to Eileen there, Cathy?
Every biker worth her salt has got a box like this somewhere.
How did you drive her away?
Eileen and me, before Rain investigation started going downhill. We worked great together, didn't we? I wish things didn't have to go the way they did.
Now that's an assumption, of course, but...
Nah, I'll live with my current face. This might be useful. Ugh, don't make me hurl. I'm way too hungover for coffee. Uh-oh. That's quite a tequila face you got there, Cathy. Keeps me in perfect timing. Various spices and condiments gathering dust. No time to do the stupid dishes. I've got a case to solve. Standard electric oven. Barely used. I better not open that. Wouldn't want the mold to spread. A postcard left by Jimmy Cochran, that strange old geezer I met at a mental institution a few years ago. He was discharged a year after we met, and for some reason he seems to think I had something to do with it.
Okay, well, we'll keep the refrigerator closed to keep the cordyceps from spreading.
It's a photo I took of the West End Bridge here in the city back in the day. Teenage Cathy had one of those artsy photographer phases. Nah, no fun alone and sober. My walk-in closet. It's a real mess in there. I better not open the door or I'd risk spilling all sorts of shit out here. How's it hanging, Lampy? I wish, but if I don't shape up and get some work done, I'm gonna end up sleeping somewhere way less comfy.
Cathy will automatically go to bed when you've completed all daily tasks.
I better put that away later, for Mildred's sake. That little rascal has proven that yes, cats can get drunk. Still same old Cassidy, City of Gleam. Manhunt. I prefer their old material, but their latest album wasn't half bad. Oh, Cryptic Chaos. Can't wait till they're back in town. Maybe later. The red one goes better with this set.
She loves a good scarf, her.
I shouldn't need to bring that. There's storage on the bike if I need it. Yeah, I figured the room needed some extra groove.
Good old lava lamp. I think Lampy might be a bit jealous, though. I think that's everything in here. And I'm wondering...
My trusty makeup brush, an oh so important part of stopping my face from making children run and scream. What am I even trying to do here?
Okay. Lockpicks?
I can't unlock that.
Worth a shot. Well, we got our gear and everything, so... Take care, little kitty. The real ruler of the roost. City Library, look at that montage. We got T-1000 following her. Or Jack Burton.
No thanks. Ballet is not my kind of scene. Nah, I got one at home. That an actual avocado tree? Sure looks the part. So apparently if there's a fire, I'm supposed to run through those gigantic double doors 10 feet away. Phew, I'm saved. A plaque with some prominent donors. Interestingly, Deborah Sinclair is listed here. Ugh, plenty of bad memories from this place. Being forced here for school was the worst. The old librarian lady was the meanest hag you could imagine, and she had it out for me from the start.
Pondering?
Hi, I need some help, please.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
Ooh, look at that hair.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Quite a bit. Do you have a more specific line of inquiry?
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two. Afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
Was Deborah a popular author?
Oh, yes. Even before her death. Afterwards, her popularity has reached astronomical levels.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Yowza.
Yeah, I figured. What do you know about Deborah's private life?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully. Perhaps in some part due to her roots, Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. I don't think she ever clarified that matter to the public. If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that out. Thanks for the information.
And I guess there's not a wait for that.
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat, stabbed to death. The police say the MO was similar to the other victims, with the shattered mirror and all that.
Where's this writer's retreat located exactly?
There's an area called Bear Creek, just on the border of the national park. Sinclair owned a small cabin there.
All right, got it. That's a decent drive, so I think I'll head out there tomorrow.
Cool. And I think that's it. Unless now the Soothsayer.
I'm looking to find some information on the Soothsayer.
Ah, quite a few people have taken an interest in that case lately.
That's so. Well, I'm not scared of a little competition. So, you got anything for me?
Yes, I would direct you to the microfilm viewer at the end of the hall. We have full scans of all of the major newspapers dating all the way back to the 50s.
Perfect. I should be able to browse those for some articles about the murders.
Indeed. If I may ask, what is your own interest in the case?
You probably heard there's a reward, right? I'm a PI, and money is tight, so...
I see. I suppose we each have our own ways to make a living.
Interesting. Okay.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
A workstation for the librarian. If I need to search for books, I could use the computer down the hall.
Oh, post office. post office boxes.
You can rent one of those if you lack a fixed address. Let's hope things don't come to that. A bunch of magazines. Mostly celebrity gossip, it looks like.
Oh, good work on the background game. Ooh.
If I need a book, I should use the computer. Some local hero from the Civil War, I think? Well, either that or Beethoven. That guy gets around.
Very intense. Loved an arm wrestle. Computer. Search for book title or author surname. Okay, here's the Deborah Sinclair, 1991. Kiona Thunderheart, a Native American tribeswoman and daughter of the chief, is forced to hunt down and kill her own father after he becomes possessed by a Wendigo and threatens their whole village. A distant, lonely couple falls in love after meeting in a vivid shared dream. The pair becomes obsessed with reuniting in the real world, whilst opposed at every turn by Mr. Clock, a mysterious and ruthless adversary. Hannah's dating life has been a whirlwind of charm and mystery. Every man she meets seems perfect, yet somehow is strangely askew. Beneath their different faces and personalities, there's an inexplicable familiarity that she can't seem to shake. As Hannah tries to piece together these patterns, she begins to question not only her choices, but the very nature of the men drawn to her. For the sake of mental clarity, David Walker leaves a successful business behind to retreat to a remote forest cabin. At first, the solitude is healing, but soon strange instincts take hold. It's as if David's mind is being reshaped by something primal and deeply unfamiliar. Are these sensations the echoes of an ancestral memory, the onset of madness, or the influence of an unseen force? As the line between reality and delusion blurs, David starts to feel an undeniable magnetic pull to the local caves. The truths he uncovers there could lead him to a darkness older than humanity himself. Very Shadows over Innsmouth. Jenny Payne, a traveling magician and illusionist, solves crimes around America using deduction and trickery. The second chapter in Jenny Payne's saga brings her to Europe to investigate her family's mysterious and dark past. And the stakes are higher than ever with Jenny Payne locked up in jail and framed for murder. Can she escape, clear her name, and stop the murderer from killing again? Stormchaser, an epic tale of a Native American warrior who sets out on a great quest to save his tribe from American settlers in the 1800s. Three estranged friends are compelled to reunite in their hometown to confront the haunting memories of their childhood. Soon questions arise. Was the old gardener lady called Nettles truly a witch? And what actually happened when the fourth member of their group, 8-year-old Johnny P., mysteriously disappeared? The truth is darker than any of them can imagine, and they will all come to learn the true reason why they were summoned there. Because they all float down there. And I think this is the most recent one, 1996. Deborah Sinclair's long-awaited autobiography outlines the author's tumultuous life and rise to worldwide prominence. The book takes the form of a series of interviews by Sinclair's longtime friend and colleague, Stephen Collins. Okay. Can we go ahead and... The Mauve Affair, 1990. Stephen Collins' award-winning depiction of a botched bank robbery told by a group of unreliable narrators. In this captivating story about a bank robber, a nurse held hostage, a journalist, and a hostage negotiator, Collins masterfully weaves his twists and turns, always keeping the reader at the edge of their seat. Though never officially confirmed, the Mauve Affair has been rumored to contain ghost-written chapters by several other authors. Ooh. Okay, and one thing we need to look though, what was the name of the dad again, the full name? Or the one who was the author themselves?
One more thing.
Yes?
One more thing.
Can I pick your brain about...
Sure.
Okay. Private life.
What do you know?
She had quite an interesting life.
Sebastian.
Adopted as a child.
Sebastian Willis Sinclair.
Perhaps
okay.
she, if
I'm...
Sebastian Willis
Thanks.
Sinclair.
I'll come back.
Very well.
Hopefully I can spell that correctly. Willis Sinclair. Saltpeter. At the end of World War II, Captain Ellis Harrow is sent to oversee Saltpeter Works, a remote munitions factory in the Scottish Highlands. Amid tense murmurs of sabotage and growing mistrust among the workers, a deadly explosion exposes a conspiracy that threatens not only the factory, but the entire Allied war effort. Saltpeter is an atmospheric thriller exploring loyalty, betrayal, and the price of survival in a world at war. Looks like some good concepts all around. But our investigation is not over, guys. It has just began. So we will go ahead and call it an episode here and see what happens. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.